Minions and Minions? Welcome back to another edition of Brootal Block Reacts with your host, DJ JC. I'm here with another awesome band to react to. And if you're not aware, we do have a 1-hour metal show that comes out every Tuesday at noon on Super Cool Radio, which is where I get these bands from. We started the show about 2 years ago, and it has been awesome. And I wanted to do this on YouTube to pull bands from there and dive a little bit deeper and give my opinion on why I think said band is awesome. So if you haven't checked out the Brootal Block radio show, then head on over to your streaming platform of choice. Type in Super Cool Radio or type in Brootal Block and we should pop up. I typically push Spotify, but I know we're on all major platforms. So just type us in and look for us. Like I said, we have new shows every Tuesday at noon. So don't miss it. And hopefully you find enough bands on that show to add to your own personal playlist. Now, without further ado, let's dive into today's episode. And the band we are going to be reacting to is a band that I've been a fan of since the start of Brootal Block 2 years ago. A band that has been a part of the show since the very beginning. And that is Dead Reckoning. They are a bunch of hard-working dudes. And yeah, man, I wanted to get them on here because I love them. I've been a fan of these guys. Like I said, ever since I started Brootal Block, they were one of the first bands that I discovered doing this venture. And they are a band that have stuck by Brootal Block since the beginning, have been awesome to me and the show. And I love these dudes. So without further ado, we are going to react to Dead Reckoning's track, GALLOWS. So what I do want to say before we get into the song is, as a viewer, I love when bands do this. As a DJ, and they don't send me actual music I have to pull from YouTube, it makes my work a little bit harder, but I still appreciate what they're doing. What I mean by that is just editing out like intros and stuff, going straight into the music. But as a viewer, that's what I love about bands that take music videos seriously and understand that a music video is just that. It's a music video. And I love that. I love that bands make something bigger when it comes to the music video. Like they are aware that it's a music video, so they make it a video. One of the reasons why I love Michael Jackson. I know there's a lot of love hate for Michael Jackson, but I think Michael Jackson's videos were always really cool because he made little short movies. I want to see more bands do that, and I really appreciate and respect a band that takes that aspect and really kind of incorporates that into their music video. And it doesn't have to be anything like super crazy either. Like most bands understand that telling a story in the music video is kind of the whole point. But when they have this whole like little intro and outro kind of thing and mix it in, the only thing I don't like that bands do in music videos, and this I'd love to hear how you guys feel about it, but the in the middle of the video, like breaking up the song and having like a little acting scene. Not a huge fan of that. And I know Michael Jackson did that too at times, but I don't mind it in the beginning or even at the end. But like once the song starts, I really would like the entire song to be played and not stopped. But that's again just kind of my own personal preference, unless it's actually in the song itself. If there's a little break there, Dog Fashion Disco is known for doing that. Like not in their videos, but like in their albums. Their whole album, Adultery, for example, is pretty much like from start to finish is like listening to a film. So if there's little parts in there, there's Private Eye. Check out Private Eye by Dog Fashion Disco. There's actual talking throughout the song in sections. So in a music video, it would make sense because it's part of the actual audio of the song. But when bands break it up in a music video and it's not supposed to be like that in the actual audio song, that's the only time they really kind of lose me. But I do like when a band takes the initiative to tell a story visually with a music video. So yeah, rant over. What's up, bro? What's up, bro? Let's get some pizza. So one of the things I really like about this too is the song kind of started out eerie when the music video starts. with the little bing, bong, boom, real dark, ominous type stuff. I like that it continued. It didn't stop. It continued when the entire band came in. It still gives that uneasy feeling, even though it's like there's a really heavy section. You have that in the background, and it's real subtle, but it still gives you that uneasy vibe. And I really appreciate that type of stuff. I also want you guys to really pay attention to the guitar tone and the bass tone here. Now, again, I don't know if they layer their guitars in studio, but even if they do, the bass is still allowed to cut through the mix, and there's a reason for it. A lot of bands that are younger, and I was known for doing this shit too in bands when I was younger as well. A lot of guitar players tend to have way too much gain, way too much overdrive in their guitar, and you're not able to really hear, especially when a guitarist starts doing like chords and stuff. You're not able to really hear those every single note in that chord ring out because there's so much fuzz, there's so much distortion. When a band understands that they can cut back on the distortion of their guitar and allow the bass to do its job, you get a much heavier sound. And you can hear that here. The guitars are pulled back a little bit when it comes to the distorted side of it. And the bass, it sounds like he has, I may be wrong here, but it sounds like he may have his mid or his treble up a little higher than normal, which gives that real stringy sound. And that real stringy sound mixed with the muddy sound of the bass, that low end, really allows that bass to kind of cut through. And it actually does the opposite of what a lot of people think, and it actually makes a song sound heavier. A lot of people believe that if you have more distortion, more or overdrive, and you're just balls to the wall with the guitar, it's going to make it sound heavier, and that actually plays against you. If you pull back a little bit and not have so much fuzz on your guitars and allow your bass to kind of sync in with the guitars and kind of cut through that mix, it's going to make your mix sound way heavier, and you can hear it here. Just listen to that pattern. You can hear the bass coming through very, very clearly, but it adds that low end, so it makes it sound super fucking heavy. And then you also have a drummer that understands the placement of a bass pedal. So, of course, they opened up with a pattern and the guitars are following that bass pattern. And then as he's keeping that steady double bass going, because that bass is really stringy and he's also keeping that really straightforward bass tone going through with that bass line, it sounds way, way, way thicker than if their guitars were just distorted to no end. And then, of course, you gotta love when they throw a little 808 in there to give it that little bass drop. I love this vocalist, by the way. This vocalist, this band actually kind of went viral a few months back because he did a little scream off with the dude from Slaughter to Prevail. And that was a really cool video. If you haven't seen it on YouTube, look it up. If you have a TikTok, look it up. But they had a little vocal off, and this has become kind of a thing with this band. Is that the vocalist will have little vocal scream offs with other bands, and I think he even did one with a cop at one point. Um, but they're fun videos to watch, and I really do enjoy those. So shout out to the vocalist. I also love the way he layers here. If I could give one critique though, vocally, I would love to hear you layer and have and again, he may not do this because it is kind of a common thing with metal, but I would love to hear your vocal range and in the backing tracks, have you scream even just like an octave, have like an octave difference to see if you can add more. more volume, more depth to to those layers. Because it's cool having layers, but if you're screaming kind of the same as you are when you're mainlining that scream, yes, it sounds fuller, but I would like to see I'd like to see you push your vocals. I think you're an amazing fucking vocalist. I think you have a very powerful voice. And I've heard you, like I said, in those scream offs, you can hear him scream without the mic and you see how powerful his fucking vocals actually are. I would just like to see you challenge yourself to really discover what your range is because the fucking power's there, man. So, and again, that's nothing negative towards you. That's just me personally listening to it, trying to give some type of creative criticism, if you will. I suck as a vocalist, so I'm nowhere in a position to be like I can do better. But I think you personally can really push the envelope and be one of those top guys. You have the power, you have the just the rawness in your vocals to get there. I just really want to see kind of where your range is at. I don't know if that's an old guy thing. I'm like around the same age as these guys, and I don't know if that's an age thing, but I love when bands do that. As corny as some people may think it is, or cringe, whatever have you. I love when bands fucking do that little spin thing. I love it. I love it. Keep doing that shit. I'm a fan of it. I love this band because they are very heavy. They're very rhythm based, but I love the riffs that they come up with. Even that right there, I love that little I like that. In my head though, I hear hammer on pull off, hammer on pull off, hammer on pull off, but it's just it fits perfectly in the section. And like I said, I love these guys for their riffage. They have very low, brutal, just straightforward riffs, and they are groovy. And this is, like I said, this is a band that I would go see live and know that I'm going for the groove. They have a very good groove, and then the vocalist just fucking decimates. Perfect fucking band. This is a band that I would love to go see. I would love to see them on tour with like a band like Lamb of God. I think the Lamb of God and this band would be a perfect fit, and I want to see that one day, guys. So I'll be excited and super happy to see you guys going on tour with a band like Lamb of God. Yes, bands, please bring back the solos. I grew up in the new metal age, and so I know new like when new metal came out, solos kind of went away. And I'm kind of seeing that again, where there was a resurgence of solos, and then now it's kind of dying out. And a lot of these technical bands are just technical throughout the whole song, and you don't really have like a solo section. So I'd like to see more bands do this. So thank you, Dead Reckoning, for doing an actual solo in a section, going right back in to your, your main riff. I really appreciate that. And again, I just I love this setup that they have. I love that the guitar, like I said earlier, the guitar tone and the bass tone being able to blend together. It really makes the bass stick out, and I believe that because of that, the bass and the drummers are really tight in this band, and it shows. And so again, me being a bass player, me also being a drummer, I really appreciate the tightness that this band has with that. And I'm really digging the bass. And again, I'm using headphones that have uh, they're pretty flat as far as like they're meant for like mixing and stuff. So they're pretty flat on the sound, yet I can still hear that bass cutting through. So I would can only imagine what the bass would sound like if I was listening through my actual studio speakers. Really, 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 really like that. Again, I'm a bass player by default, so that's one of the first things that's always going to kind of point out to me in a band is how's that bass sounding? How's that bass in the mix? And I think that whoever mixed this song for you guys did an amazing job. I really, really do appreciate the sound quality of this track.
Warriors of social justice for speech to my head. Yes, take out my middle finger, 'cause they fuck you.
Listen closely. So that creepy thing is coming back in. It's very, very subtle, but we're basically full circle going from the way we started the song, and now we're circling back, and we're ending exactly how we started. Listen closely, you can hear it. That type of shit I fucking love.
Welcome to the gallows of the offended. Step aside, where logic comes to die. Welcome to the gallows of the offended. Step aside, where we come to die.
Yeah, dude, like you have that power in your voice. Fucking, I want to see you push yourself, bro, to new limits. I know you can fucking do it. I have a lot of faith in you, man. You're such a powerful goddamn front man. Well, there you have it, folks. That was a Dead Reckoning with Gallows. I hope you guys enjoyed that song as much as I do. Enjoy the band as much as I do. Go and follow them on all social media, as they are some of the nicest fucking dudes you will meet. What I love about them is when you actually go to their shows and you watch them play, not only are they there to fucking bring the house down, but they are there to fully support the other bands that are there. They are a band that hangs out and watches all the bands playing. They show their love, they show their support the way it's fucking supposed to be. I love them for that. I have so much respect for this band. And again, if you're a fan of their music and you go up and you talk to them, they're not going to be dismissive or anything. They're going to welcome you with open arms. You are part of their dead army, and they will love you as much as you love them. So again, I have huge respect for this band. I have huge respect for the way that they carry themselves in the scene, the love that they give to other bands. They are exactly the type of band that Brootal Block markets themselves to be as well. We want to be an entity that follows what they do. Support bands, support the community, support the fans, and it's nothing but positivity and love. So shout out to Dead Reckoning. You guys are fucking awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. I love watching you guys grow. Like I said, I've been watching you guys for the past 2 years since Brootal Block started, and to see where y'all come in just that short amount of fucking time has been mind-blowing. I love you guys. Like I said, if you want a band that's actually going to talk to you and not give you the cold shoulder, this is that band. Not only in person, but also on social medias. They are fucking super cool. And if you reach out to them, they will respond. So love them. I hope you guys love them as much as I do. Go give them some love on social media. I will leave a link down in the description, as always, to the original video, so you can go give them some views, some likes, and some subscribes. Comment on their video and let them know that you saw them here at Brootal Block with DJ JC. That's the episode for today. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, thank you for watching. If you're new here, I hope you like what we do, and I hope that you will make your way over to the radio show and check out our 1 hour metal show on Super Cool Radio. Again, we have new episodes every Tuesday at noon. I'd love to have you over there. I'd love to have you join us in the virtual pit. And hopefully, like I said, you will find some bands there that you like enough to add to your own personal playlist. Shout out to all the minions that continue to show up and show love to not only this YouTube page, but the radio show, because without you guys, we would be nothing. Also, a huge thank you to all the bands that have been a part of Brootal Block and all the bands that will be a part of Brootal Block in the future. Again, without you guys making kick-ass music, grinding out there, and just making it awesome for all of us out there to jam out to your awesome epic music, we wouldn't be a show. Thank you to Matthew Thomas and Super Cool Radio for allowing us to continue to do our show on Super Cool Radio every Tuesday at noon. He has been an amazing business partner, and I am forever in debt to that guy for giving me the opportunity to do this for you guys, to be able to not only meet minions but also meet bands. It's been a crazy 2 years, and I'm riding this wave and just fully loving it. So I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. Let me know down in the comments if there is a band that I should have on my radar as well, because we're always looking for new bands. We always want to show love to the bands, to the community. Remember, we aren't subgenre specific. If it's metal, if it's rock, or anywhere in between, we will cover it here on Brootal Block. So again, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you guys on the next one.